I want to say I have never used this with my phone before like I'm currently doing. Oh, hang on. My phone is not actually seated in the its mount. Let's try this. Ah, so never never have I ever done this. Let me I don't know what's gonna happen when I switch screens real quick. We'll see though. We will. Is it still going? Says it's still going. So I can't really see much, but we'll see what I can see. Um, so I'm working on a I don't know what the hell did you call it? A hook rack hanger thingy. So when I ever go to the bathroom and close the door, somebody's bra is on the damn doorknob, and I can never close the door. So I thought, you know what? I'll just make this thing, and I will put a hook, well, hooks on it, so they can hang their damn stuff somewhere other than the doorknob. I think you will live in a college dorm. So I don't know. There's not this hook per se, but something like that. Um, I haven't quite figured out the hook yet, but I need to do this end. I started this end the other day, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do this because it's really simple. This is just like 1/8 inch flat stock, 1 inch thick or 1 inch wide, eighth inch material. Doesn't need to be super strong. I don't need more than one hole to attach the hooks. They're going to be attached using some copper rivets when I'm done. But I'm just going to work on this end, and I'll put a finish on it as I kind of started to do here. So the only thing I really did was I drilled these holes. Yeah, you could have punched them, but they're so small, honestly, and this is so thin. It was just easier to drill it. So that's all I'm doing. Nothing fancy, but I want to get this done so I can go mount this on the door in the bathroom, so people have a place to, hang their swimming trunks or whatever, or their bras, whatever else they keep hanging from the damn door. There we go. Hey, Jeff. Um, and it's also hot. So my first problem is right. Oh yeah. So here's the other thing. Notice here, I did not on this. This is just all I did was saw cut this down this way. So that would not normally be that transition right there would not be a great idea typically. But this is such a lightweight thing, not a big deal. If you are worried about it, what you could do is drill a hole right at the end here and then cut to your hole. And that'll give you a little, um, round transition at the end of that. That's another way to go about that. Um, but like I said, I'm not worried about it for this. So it is a quick and easy project. And I think this was like maybe 26 inches long or something. I forget. Oh, I could probably measure it, but I don't have my measuring stick. So it doesn't matter. Just measure your door. And then there you go. Right. So, and it doesn't have, you can make these shorter. In fact, most of the ones I see are it usually have a smaller flare out on the end or whatever. But I wanted something a little bigger just because, it's your project. You make it how you want to make it. But it's very simple. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up down here and get these out of my way so I can get to them. And all I'm going to do is forge a small taper on the ends of these. I want one longer. So the way I'm doing this, so on the other end, this side will be longer. So the top will be longer on one side and the bottom will be longer on the other opposing side. I don't care that they're symmetrical. I mean, you could make it that way if you wanted to. I'm not going for that right now. And that's not a hard thing to do. But yeah, you just keep track of your tapers. And it's very simple. So you can make it as crazy and as whimsical as you want. Like here was my original. I'll show you real quick. Uh, my original idea, just a test piece, was you can make it as wild and crazy as you want. Then and the more I thought about it, well, two things, right? So this got too thin right here. Wasn't big on that, but the other thing is that was a little too much for what I wanted. So this is super simple. Almost, I would say, pretty much anybody can do this project. This type of project, you can make it for holding keys, um, dog leashes, whatever, man, all kinds of things. So I live in a cabin, so we could easily mount this to the wall, and then what I'll probably do is just use a hole here and a hole here, maybe a third. Doesn't need it, with some smaller screws to hold this against the wall. This isn't holding up children, so you're not putting weights on or anything. It's a light duty hook rack, I guess you could call it a rack. So again, this is just a test hook right now. I'm not big on this. There's actually more forging involved in this than I really. So I had two problems. A little more forging in here than I really wanted to do. Um, the other problem is the material that I have in that size is limited. I don't have a lot. I don't have enough to do this. So because it's hot out here, I'm using my induction board. Like I said, I just need to heat up this area in the back of the cut so I can bend these two pieces out of the way. Some would refer to that as a convenience bin, or whatever. I don't know how convenient it really is. Because you have to, you have to. Um, and I will show you. Maybe. Let me get this down to the anvil. Yeah, there we go. So all I'm doing is just bending it down, turning it, bending it down, so they're opposite to one another. That way you can get in to work on this. Now it's not quite there. Now I have a problem, right? Because I spent time yammering with my mouth. So I have a problem. Not hot enough to really do what I want to do. So less yak yak, more whack whack. Is that what they said? So let me get the shot again. You can see me bend it. So all I'm doing is taking it here, bend it, taking it here, bend it. That's all I'm doing. If I feel like I need more, I can give myself more. Right? Now I can get in there. Forge it out. So I'll start with the small taper first. I really should have changed coils before I started this, but this will work. It's not as hot as I'd like, but you know what? That's fine. This is relatively light material. This is just a small taper going in one direction. Really, I'm not looking for a two-sided taper per se. And then that's going to thicken up. So I'll need to extrude that a bit, which will make that a little longer. But I'm not looking to make this. Wait a minute. This one actually should be longer. I'm glad I checked. So I will make this one longer. All right. I don't want it crazy long or anything. So we're getting there. All we're going to do is clean this up. extend that taper. Over here, run it diagonally, get a little bit more top at once. All right. All I'm looking for right now is uniform thickness down the bar. That's all I'm looking for right here. So it's a little, where I've been forging, thickened up. So a little bit thicker. So I just take another quick pass, send it out. I'm not looking to do anything super here. Yeah, that looks better. Other than the hammer marks. So I'm just going to clean those up. So if I can't get to it, I can still bend it down. It's going to have to get bent back into it. Now, that's cleaning up the work as we go. Yep. Some people pay extra for those hammer marks. That's going in my cabin, so I'm going to try to clean them up. I don't mind a little bit. Those big one, I don't want that. Taking the edges down a little bit. Or the diagonal. Not doing anything crazy here. And along the edge of this, I did file the sharp edges off because I didn't want to have to forge on it. You could, it's not a big deal. I get some forming a twist in that. So, anytime you hit the diagonal, you want to go back to your flats because it will cause you know what, like a fucking book. Unless you're into that, it's fine. So I just got to bend this back, but I'm going to scroll it first. So this is the top. So I want to scroll it down this way. And it doesn't matter really. It's whatever you want to do. Now, if you make one of these. But this is being bent, quote unquote, scrolled on the hard axis to the long axis of the bar. So that's, some people consider that the hard way. It's really not. It's something I see. And control it as you go. You know? That's really the big thing. Yeah, really go this way. So control it as you go, right? So if it starts getting crazy, check it back. Not a big deal. In fact, this will probably bend. Yeah, balancing because there's air in between, which is what you want when you're bending. Otherwise, you're technically forging. So I'm going to do at the end of this, so come around. Still want a little more right there, a little flat. So this is where you get to do the induction port dance, where you got a snake piece in there. Shut up. One more. There we go. Now at this point, notice I didn't try to catch that. I've done this before. Good way to get burnt. All I'm trying to do is kind of get it back in line before I bend it back down. But I'm not going to bend it back down right now. Got to do this side. This is the shorter taper. Standing at the angle like this is kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. For the camera and all this. Things I do for you guys because I love y'all so much. So that's about all the tape I'm gonna put in this one. I'm just extending my tape a little bit. Again, checking the thickness of the material. Make sure I come basically back down. Same thing. Hit the side. And that's essentially all I'm gonna do for that side. The shorter of the two. You can make it longer, shorter. Again, it's your project. Do it how you want to do it, man. Yeah, that was a bad hit. Yep. Oh, so I made a mistake. Wasn't paying attention. So they're both going in the same direction. I don't want that. So let me undo what I just did. Prevent it, right? No big deal. Now how to fix it. Essentially straightening. Now it's going the right way. That's all the more I'm really looking for. So this is where it gets tricky. I don't need a lot of heat here, but I do need some. Ah, I did it again. That's okay. Going the wrong way, but I can flip them around. I the biggest thing is being able to get this into the coil. So I might need to switch coils here a little bit. And that's what happens when you arc it. Not a big deal. So on this one, I'm just gonna push it down and kind of get it out of the way. And here, throwing togs. Grab it. I gotta get it around the other side. It could be an element. Ah, not a good one, but it could be. I should be able to do that. There. And I'm looking at this. I'm also seeing that I've got a lot more cut on this side um, to work with. So what I'll probably do is extend that taper on that one side a little bit more um, to get that where I need it. This one, I'll do the same thing I did earlier, uh, but I got to get those apart. It won't pass. It won't pass. It won't pass each other. In order for me to undo my little bend there, not a big deal. There we go. It's one of those like you just got to figure out how to snake it in. And sometimes you got to go to a bigger coil or get one of those wands, I guess, or a combo or a taco. Yeah, taco will do it. I'll show you that. I'm not gonna put it on. I don't feel like I need it for this. I'm just trying to get these out of the way of each other and straighten them up. And that's the nice thing about this smaller material too. It's pretty mud. Uh, I don't recommend it, but you're just gonna do it like the one time. Otherwise, keep it hot. So, gotta flip those around. Not a big deal. I have a pretty sweet, easy hack for that. There we go. So what I need. As I should have been looking at the other side. It wouldn't be big. A big old wasp in here. Get out of here, bud. Last time. Oh, that one. Like it never been the wrong way twice. Ah, out of here, boss. I tell you, it's damn hot out here today. I don't know what it's like where you're at. It's like 89, 70+% humidity. Got some rain today, which is not help at all. So it doesn't have to be hotter, but you know what? It is. It is. A little flat right there. I don't care for that. Same with the other. So, got a little more on the more bend. A little more right on the side. Yeah. Yeah. I like that bend better. If you can see how well you can see it. Everything's so tiny on my phone. Let's do that on this side. Twist it. Kind of funny. The magnetic field in here will pull this piece around until it gets hot. Now I need to. I'm not worried about this too much. I can get to that. See, I could get to it back here, but I'll get to it when I get this up. Pouring sweat, you're not doing anything. Now that they're close, I can take them back down, bring them in. There we go. Yeah, I'm better. What I wanted, the longer one on the bottom. So just make it a little more tight. Make sure it's in line. Otherwise, if it's not, when on the door, see how that's sticking up? I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. If it's on the door and that's sticking up, guess what? It's going to be sticking up. Hey, oi, oi. All right. Just look at the device real quick. Help put that back in plane. That's still there. Oh, that's what. Back up closely on the area. If anything, I would rather this be. If anything, I would rather the side that's off a little bit up against the door. So that way it's pressing against the door so when you tighten this up. But it's best just to get it right. Right? So, on the ground. That's not quite correct. That's on the ground. All right, that looks a lot better. So I have a conundrum. How do I get this bar hot enough to put a finish on? Really, you can just do it from the outside. Doesn't need to be red hot. I got this crappy little brush that I dip in the oil, help cool things down. So I know it's hot. Also, good for getting into tight spots. And it's just junk oil. I mean, it's not motor oil, but just um, canola, peanut butter type, peanut butter, peanut oil. Um, there's nothing fancy here, but it's when I say junk, I've had it for so long, I don't know what's floating in there anymore. I'm not eating off this thing. And then I got an oil rag that I use to sop up a lot of that kind of stuff that I spill, mostly on my boots, it seems like. So at this point, there might be hydraulic oil in there. I don't know. It's just oil though. There's nothing fancy. You don't. There's no particular style of oil works better than another. I found. There's some that are more pleasant to use. Peanut oil, coconut oil, or whatever. Not olive oil. Um, she wouldn't like that. Uh, but yeah, all they do is just wipe it down with a not saturated rag. It's just a rag I've used to clean up messes with. And then I just go over the piece until it really stops really smoking. The light smoke, and I know it's pretty good as long as it gives me a dark finish, which in this case is pretty black. Um, you could hit it with wax, not at this heat. Let it cool down a bit. Hit it with a little bit of wax. Let it sit for a minute or two, and then come back over it and take off the excess so it doesn't have like a weird feel to it. But that wax, because this is going in the bathroom, will actually help protect it a little bit. But it's inside. I'm not too worried about this. You know, so it's not like out in the elements. So there's that side. So I'll just continue that down. But eventually we'll have to put this over. And my rivets that I'm going to put on here will likely be set cold. They're copper rivets. So I don't need to, ideally, I won't need to go back over this again. And I don't care a little bit, you know, if a little bit of shine comes through from where I filed it, I'm okay with that. Kind of gives it an aged look, you know, like worn in that spot. Of course, it's a weird spot for wear, huh? But yeah, that's all you got to do. Not really good, but you know what? Well, I said something about the wear spot. I'll pass this up, you know, the coil. Just enough to get it hot now, which should be good without burning off my existing finish. Yeah, covering that right up. So there we have it. Oh, so nothing really to it. I still got to work on the hooks. So I'm going to do on my normal Wednesday night stream. Still figuring out how I want to do those, but I think I have an idea for that. It's going to require some forging. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a forging stream anyway, right? Pull this thing off. Let's make sure it's cool. I can hold it. I'll catch this in. That's really all there is to it. Nothing too fancy going on there. Catch these edges before they cool off again. Go down. oil in there. Pretty hot. Nothing to it. It's like seasoning cast iron. Exactly like seasoning cast iron for the most part. There you go. So now we have a non-stick hook rack thing. Ooh, I'm sweating right into my eyeballs. Sucks. So really all there is to that. These don't take long to do, especially if you don't make the mistakes I made. You have to rebend it. Pay attention to which way you bent the first set. And then the other side will be easier. I should have done all this at once, but then I thought, oh, this would be cool to put on a stream because it's so simple. But then I lost track of what I was technically, which ways I bent it. I could have looked. Sure would have made things a little easier. So with your oil rag, if you're worried about your anvil rusting, just cover your anvil up with it. I don't know if I have any uh, beeswax right here. So I'll worry about that at a later date. And likely ultimately the best way to protect this is hit it with a clear coat. Don't use a shiny one because then it looks plasticky and kind of bleh. Get like a matte, get or satin or whatever, not shiny, glossy. Stay away from the gloss or semi-gloss. Unless you're into that gaudy look, I do not care for it myself. But that will really help, especially if it's going to be in the elements. But you're going to still have to take care of it over time. You'll have to refinish it every couple of years, probably. But you can get it galvanized and then painted. That'll hold up for a really long time. Or powder coated. This will do the thing. That's all the more I can hope for, right? So it holds the bra up and off the damn doorknob. How do I pin this? So I'll be doing my normal stream Wednesday night, where I'll be doing those hooks, amongst other things.